What's good, Roughnecks fans, and welcome back to the Rough 'em Up podcast. I'm your host, Cullen Watkins, and as you can tell, there's no Arlington with me today. He is sadly feeling a little under the weather, so he is skipping out on this episode. He will be back as usual starting next week. So that means I'm flying solo today. This is the first time in Rough 'em Up podcast history that we have a solo host in a in-season episode. So this should be really interesting. I told Arlington, hey, I got us covered. I'll try to make a great episode. So I know I'm sad. I know y'all are sad, but I'll try to fill in his shoes pretty good here. And real quick, make sure you like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And shout out to the Pro Football Newsroom and F.U.E.L Sports Network. Everyone at those two organizations have done a great job this UFL season, not only promoting our content here at the Rough 'em Up podcast, but as well as just promoting the league in general. Go check both of them out. Great people, great work for a great league. Anyways, we got all that out of the way. I have a time for y'all. I want y'all to hear this time, right? 1 minute 53 seconds. That's not even the length of some songs. I can name a lot of songs longer than 1 minute 53 seconds. What else is 1 minute 53 seconds? Whatever. It's short. 1 minute 53 seconds. Cullen, what are you talking about? What's 1 minute 53 seconds? That was the length of the latest Houston Roughnecks press conference after the 22-8 loss against the St. Louis Battlehawks. A press conference lasting 1 minute 53 seconds as we dropped to 1-5 against the St. Louis Battlehawks. I'm going to try to keep my cool. We as fans deserve some answers. Why are we 1-5? Why have we only scored one touchdown in the past 2 games? Oh, Cullen, we played the Battlehawks. We played the Birmingham Stallions. Okay. And I don't care if we're playing the best team in the league or the worst team in the league. We gotta be scoring more than a touchdown a game. It's just been bad football being played by the Houston Roughnecks, and y'all are going to see the highlights. And it's tough to even have highlight videos for these podcasts because there's nothing to highlight. This offense is awful, ladies and gentlemen. This offense is awful. I know I make fun of the 2023 Orlando Guardians. I'm sorry, I think they had a better offense than we do. This is borderline Las Vegas Vipers bad offense. Borderline Tampa Bay Vipers bad from 2020. This is a bad offense. It's bad. And real quick, I don't want anyone to say I'm being overcritical. We only have one win, folks. One win. Clearly, this coaching staff needs to be gutted. I am calling for this staff to be gutted out. Even from the offseason, this team has lagged behind the other teams. The San Antonio Brahmas right now, they're signing quarterbacks who didn't get drafted in the most recent draft class. They're being proactive. What do, though? We release Isaiah Henney. And we release, I forget another guy. We release guys. Yeah, we released Kenji Bahar. Okay, maybe we're signing a new quarterback. Okay, I just realized that. We'll have to wait and see. What are we doing? What is the goal right now for this team? I watched this offense, and first of all, Reed Sennett, he's playing all right. He went 19 for 34, 135 yards, 0 touchdowns, no interceptions. he hasn't played bad. We're not doing bad because of Reed, in my opinion. I know others will say otherwise, and I'd love to have a debate about that. But in my opinion, we're not doing bad because of Reed Sinnott. We're doing bad because of the coaching and the play calling. I have a stat where I was looking at it last night. Here we go. This team just lacks big play ability on the offense. St. Louis had 7 big plays considered on the UFL website. We had 4. 3 of those were like 10-yard rushes that the UFL just said were big plays or something. You can't win football games when you don't have big play abilities. You can't. Justin Hall continues to be our number 1 guy, but it's just... I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. We give him the ball, but he can only do so much on 4-yard screen passes. And I just want to make it known, I don't hate the players on this team. I think this is a talented team. My biggest issue with this team is the coaching staff. It's old school football that's being played right now. You can't win games in the UFL, hell, even in the NFL, saying, we're going to run the ball, and then, every once in a while we're going to do some screen passes, run the ball again. Every once in a while we'll throw it down the field to Kiki Chisholm, but okay. But you can't do that when your O-line is getting penalties and flags every other play. And then our defense, I don't know, I haven't minded our defense this season. I thought our defense played really good. We only allowed 22 points to the St. Louis Battlehawks. I don't know how much better we can get. St. Louis is really good. But our rushing defense was amazing. We got to the quarterback. It was just our passing defense was non-existent. I don't know if that's our fault, or I don't know if it's just because Hakeem Butler and A.J. McCarron are those guys. Probably a mix of both, like me and Arlington have talked about. But our defense wasn't bad, and I feel like that's, besides the Birmingham Stallions game, I feel like that's been the case this whole season. Our defense has kept us in these games, but then our offense just goes out there and just sputters. And I'm watching this game, and I forget what the score was. We were within 1 score of the St. Louis Battlehawks. I was excited. But I'm watching the offense. Normally, I should be, let's go down the field, let's score a touchdown. Like, this is the moment. This is the moment we could beat the St. Louis Battlehawks. This is the moment we could tie them. But I'm watching them, and I'm like, we have the ball. Where I'm waiting for the penalty to happen. I'm waiting for the 4-yard pass on a 4th down when we need 7 yards. Yeah, I'm waiting for the 2-yard rush on 2nd or 3rd down. Punt. I have no faith left in this offense. I don't even know what else to say. We're just overmatched. Defenses, besides the Arlington Renegades game. Other than that, no other team that we've played this season have I thought that we look great. No other team. Now, I know there's going to be people saying, Cullen, why are you judging us? We played the 2 best teams in the league. This was the case against Michigan. This is the case against Memphis. And this is going to be the case as we move on. And it's the UFL. We know these teams are going to be talented. You're not going to win a championship having a mediocre team. Perfection should be the goal in this league. And obviously, this Houston Roughnecks coaching staff doesn't think that. And I love Coach Johnson. Coach Johnson's a great guy. He's a really nice guy. I just think the coaching has been bad, and I was wishing that we'd get more star power this offseason. But that's whatever. That's way in the past. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. Because by the way, I really want to do a live video. I found out that we do have enough subscribers to do a live video. So I want to go live and I want to interact with y'all face to face because I think that'd be really fun. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we can even do. We can try to change the quarterbacks, but I think at the end of the day, you can try to change the quarterbacks, you can try to change the personnel. As long as the play calling is bad, you're not going to win football games. And real quick, also, the Mark Thompson drama. When I look at a team whose own players are arguing with each other on the sideline, I already know who lost. I already know who the loser is. When you have players who can't even cooperate with their teammates, you're not going to win football games. What the hell is going on with the Houston Roughnecks? I get it was Mark Thompson, but still, why are we arguing on the sideline with our own players? We're getting our asses kicked by the St. Louis Battlehawks. I think a lot of people are giving up on this team, which sucks because I love the Houston Roughnecks. Y'all know that. This is all out of love. I love the Houston Roughnecks, and it's frustrating to see a team just implode in front of my screen. It's frustrating. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Mark Thompson. He's been doing some cryptic tweets. I don't know if that's going to mean something. So, we got the San Antonio Brahmas coming up, which, by the way, I don't know the exact date. Should be Mother's Day on the 10th at Rice. It will probably be the last game I go to since I am moving back home for the summer to Arlington. So it'll be the last Roughnecks game I'll catch, which I'm really sad. Even if we lose, I'm really sad. I love going to Roughnecks games. So the Brahmas are 4-2. They lost last week to the DC Defenders in a really exciting game at Howdy Field. When it comes to the Brahmas, I think they missed Chase Garbers. The offense looked a lot better under Garbers. Dormady has been having some issues. John Lovett, though, is awesome. Their running back. He's fantastic. He's really proven himself as a force on the team. Classic Wade Phillips defense. They lead the league in tackling. They have great tackling. They're really a well-disciplined defense. That's how I'd explain the Wade Phillips defense. And like I said, they did lose to DC, I believe 13-18. It was a really close game. It was a fun one to watch. So will we get the win? I'm not picking the Roughnecks in my predictions this week. That's for sure. I have the Brahmas winning this week because think about this, folks. Is our offense really going to put enough points up against Wade Phillips that we win the game? I'm not taking that bet. The offense hasn't proved it to us. It hasn't. So I'm thinking the Brahmas to win this game, and I think, heck, even if Quentin Dormady has a bad game, John Lovett, just hand the ball off to him and he'll get you yards. Simple as that. And two, I know Wade Phillips, AJ Smith, Peyton Party, all of them, they're wanting to go into Houston and kick our asses. They are. It's just they were with us last year. You sort of want to beat your former team. That's always a factor in this stuff. So, I don't know. It all depends if our offense can work. If our offense can work, if our offense can put points on the board, we have a chance. We'd have a chance in all of these games if our offense started scoring. And I'm not talking about scoring in the fourth quarter. I'm talking starting the game off scoring. We did it well in Michigan, but then we just fell apart. But I want a complete game from the offense. We haven't shown a complete game, maybe except the Arlington game. The Arlington game, we played a complete game on both sides of the ball. But if we do that against the Brahmas, it'll be a close game. Maybe we can pick up a win, but we can't falter on our offense against the San Antonio Brahmas. Wade Phillips' defense is just going to be ready to get in the backfield, ready to force mistakes. So we'll see. We'll see on that. And our defense, I like our defense going up against the Brahmas. I think Dormady is going to struggle with our passing rush. I'm excited to watch our defense against San Antonio. I am. I love our defense. Adam Rodriguez, Chris Odom, Glenn Logan, Reuben Foster. This is a really talented defense. But our offense just needs to catch up. So this will go into our, or at least my predictions. Next week, I know Arlington over at the X-Fan show, he probably did his predictions. So we'll get his predictions in next week. But so Arlington last week went 3-1. I went 4-0 last week in predictions. He is at 13-11. I am at 14-10. So it is a close race. So let me show y'all what I got. So starting from bottom up, we have the 4-2 Brahmas versus the 1-5 Houston Roughnecks. Like I said, I think San Antonio, their defense is going to cause them to win this game. If I just don't have enough faith in the Houston Roughnecks offense to pick the Roughnecks over San Antonio in this case. So I have the San Antonio Brahmas. Next, we got the 4-2 Michigan Panthers versus the 3-3 DC Defenders. This is also the Sunday game. This should be a very fun matchup. In fact. Since they're at Howdy Field, I had the DC Defenders. But I'll tell you this. If DC was at Michigan, I'd have Michigan. Michigan is starting to heat up, folks. They're looking really good. They have been my most surprising team this year. I had very low expectations for the Michigan Panthers, and they have proved me wrong. So I'm sorry to all the fans. I'm sorry to the Michigan Panthers. Great job this season. They will be the team facing the Birmingham Stallions in the USFL Conference Championship. Undoubtedly, they will be. And hey, maybe they could put on an upset watch. Who knows? But since they are at Howdy Field and since the DC Defenders are coming off a really, really solid win over the San Antonio Brahmas, I have the DC Defenders winning that, and that means both of them would go to 4-3. DC still, of course, in the race for the XFL Conference, the second spot behind St. Louis. They're fighting with the San Antonio Brahmas. So, Panthers, Defenders, I have the DC Defenders, though it should be a really fun game. Now for the game of the week, probably the game of the year, regular season game of the year. The championship will be the game of the year, but this is the regular season game of the year so far. We have the 5-1 St. Louis Battlehawks versus the 6-0 Birmingham Stallions. I've gone back and forth on this because you truly have the two best offenses in the league playing two great defenses, really. These are two great defenses, even though I think the Stallions have a little bit better of a defense. But these offenses are by far the best in the league. And it is the clash of two titans in this game. They're going to be in Birmingham, so I have taken that into consideration. So I have the Birmingham Stallions getting the win this week over the 5-1 St. Louis Battlehawks. Everyone should be watching that game. If there is someone who you want to introduce the UFL to, show them this game. Because this game is the best of the best in the UFL. Watch this game. I'm hoping it's a shootout. I'm hoping it's a good one. But I'm curious to see how both of these defenses react. Like, these are two juggernaut teams facing each other. But Adrian Martinez has gotten better and better each week. Their defense, in my opinion, is a little... But then you got Pita. You got Pita Pita with the St. Louis Battlehawks. But I do think pass protection-wise, the Birmingham Stallions get the edge, even though on St. Louis, hell of a talented team. But I had the Birmingham Stallions. I think Adrian Martinez is really going to show out, not only with his arm, but with his legs. The Battlehawks haven't really had to face a guy like Adrian Martinez yet. This is the battle of the two potential MVPs. You had Adrian Martinez versus AJ McCarron. One of those guys will be MVP of the UFL. So this game can go a long way into determining who is the MVP. But I have the Birmingham Stallions. I think they go to 7-0. And then finally, one of the grosser games, but I'm thinking it should still be a really fun one to watch for some reason. We have the 1-5 Memphis Showboats at the or playing at home. Playing the Arlington Renegades in Arlington. That's what I was wanting to say. So Showboats versus Renegades. Of course, Memphis is 1-5. Renegades 0-6. I think the Renegades go to 0-7. I have the Memphis Showboats in this game. While both of these teams show flashes, both of these teams, or Arlington really, they've played in a lot of close games, but they've lost. I think the Showboats, they've looked, I don't know. Now I sort of want to change my pick. I think this game really could go either way, but I think if there's a game for Case Cookus and that offense to get going against, it's against the Arlington Renegades. Their defense has shown they're not as good as they were last year. The only way I see Arlington winning this game is if their defense makes some stops and they just let Luis Perez do his thing. But I think the Showboats, if they go back to how they played against the Houston Roughnecks, they will win this game. Going into week 2, remember, people were high on the Memphis Showboats, and they just lost 5 in a row. But Memphis is still a very talented team, in my opinion, and I think they should be able to get this win. Case Cookus just needs to be better protected and get the ball to Darius Victor more. I don't know what Coach DeFilippo is doing. Seems like he's just off on when he hands off the ball to Darius Victor. I think they get some of that fixed up today, so I had the Memphis Showboats beating the Arlington Renegades. So like I said, we'll get A-Train's picks in next week, and we'll see how we do. It's a close matchup between him. But folks, that should be it for this episode. I covered everything I wanted to. There's just not much to cover. I mean, I hope we can pick up at least one more win before the season ends, but we got the Brahmas, then the Stallions after that, then the Panthers, then the Showboats. Maybe we pick up a win week 10 against the Showboats, a revenge game. But Brahmas, Stallions, Panthers, 3 elite teams. It's going to be a tough road here for Houston Roughnecks fans. But hey, no bandwagoning here. We're going to stick by this team at any chance we get. Because, hey, at least we do have Roughnecks football at the end of the day. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. You already know, turn on your bell notifications so you won't miss any live streams, because I want to live stream. So anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. And remember, go Roughnecks, baby. I'll see you in the